One of the things that I think has been really helping my Teachers Pay Teachers store grow is to set goals and pretty much track everything. I know that I start kind of tuning out when I hear the word goals because it isn't a very tangible thought, but today I'm going to give you a sneak peek into my Teachers Pay Teachers tracker and show you how I broke down my goals and how I've been pretty much tracking all of it. Hi guys, my name is Blanca from TeacherTechFiles.com and I'm a learning strategist from Las Vegas. And on this channel, we talk about how to make technology easier for teachers and how to be successful on Teachers Pay Teachers. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I've had my store for about 2 years, but I didn't start taking it seriously till about June of last year. After the pandemic hit, I started getting more sales and it really helped me see how much potential Teachers Pay Teachers had. My sales went from literally $0 to getting $1,200 in one of those months. And so it really inspired me to keep going. I think part of what's really helped me keep going is to see the growth that I've had from where I started to where I am now. And I track everything in a Google Sheet that I created. I created this goal sheet tracker that I'm gonna show you because it really helps me stay laser focused on what I want and to keep the big picture in mind. So today I thought we could go through my tracker and show you what I keep track of and how I keep track of it. I also want to show you what goals I set and how I broke them down into more manageable chunks. Let's go ahead and jump over to my iPad and we'll go through it all. Now, before we dive into the tracker, I do want to mention that this is a completely working document. I make changes to it all the time. But my goal for it is to eventually turn it into a product for TPT sellers because I think it's really helpful. The first tab in here is just the cover and it just serves no purpose. I just thought it would be nice to have like the cover of a book. So this first tab, the steps to grow, are just things that I've been doing and I tried to keep them in the general order of how I've been doing them because if they end up making me successful, I want to be able to share that out with everybody so that they can kind of follow a roadmap. So I'll go over some of the things that I've done so far. Obviously, the very first thing is to open a TPT store. I made 40 products after that. I made sure that all the products have Pinterest pins. Pinterest is something that kind of confuses me. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. I do use Tailwind to schedule them out, and I don't know if there's anything else that I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe you guys can tell me about Pinterest pins in the comments below. But for now, I am scheduling them, and I'll see where that goes. I did create a product line after that. And I gave away part of the product line. And I think this is when I started to create an email list. So I started putting my freebie in that email list so that people would sign up for it. I did create a first bundle after that. And the bundles is really where the money is at. So make sure that you try and create bundles as much as possible. I started an email list and I started to put the link to my email list in all my product descriptions. And that's kind of helped me gain some more followers on there. Then I started to be consistent more on one social media. For me, I recommend Instagram because it's something that's pretty simple to do versus like Twitter where you always have to be, I'm just not familiar with Twitter. So I was already familiar with Instagram, so I recommend using that. I did make it to 100 products now, so I'm kind of at that stage where I'm figuring out what to do after that. My next tab is my monthly tracker. This is my expenses and income report. So for this page, it's 2020, and if you see on the side, I put what I am tracking, and the first one is my TPT payout. This is how much money was actually coming into my account. So I went from January, and I started going all the way to the right, and then my yearly total. I was also tracking my amount of subscribers, my TPT followers, my Instagram followers, my YouTube subscribers, how many products I had live, and I was tracking how many unsubscribers I had from MailChimp, but I don't really think that's beneficial for me. So in my 2021 tab, I went ahead and removed that. Underneath that, I have my expenses. And this is where I wrote down how much I spent on anything that I bought for my TPT store. So for example, the very first thing is my premium membership for Teachers Pay Teachers, and that costs $60 and it'll renew in August. So I know that every August I have to pay that. I did also pay for Tailwind, like I mentioned earlier. At this point, I only had Tailwind for Pinterest. So I put how much I paid for that. I paid for my website, my TubeBuddy subscription, and TubeBuddy helps me with my YouTube to just kind of figure out what keywords to use and how to post my YouTube videos. After that, I did pay for a couple TPT templates, And one thing that I'm really excited about, and it's supposed to arrive within the next few days, so I'm gonna probably make a video on it, but I had a custom sign made with my logo, and when that shows up, I'll show you guys everything. If I go all the way to the right, I will see my expenses and my profit for 2020. So I made $3,139 for 2020. And then my expenses were $619. So my overall profit was $2,519. I have the exact same sheet for 2021. Obviously we just started, but I think it's really helpful to see how much I'm making and how much I'm spending. My next tab is the yearly goals. And this is probably the tab that you guys want to know most about, but this is how I decided what goals I was going to use and how to break them down into smaller chunks. So what I did is I came up with the goals that I want for the year, and then I broke it down into quarters. So what you'll notice with my yearly goals is that I have two versions of it. I have a regular yearly goal, and then I have what I call a stretch goal. So if I meet my regular yearly goal, I'm hoping to be able to meet my stretch goal after that. So for Teachers Pay Teachers, my regular goal is $7,000 and my stretch goal is $10,000 for the year. My YouTube subscribers is 500 and my stretch goal is 1,000. My Instagram followers is 1,000 and my stretch goal is 3,000. And then my TPT products, I want to be able to have 200 live by the end of the year. So now that I have these goals, I have to break them down into 12 months. So that's pretty easy. All you have to do is decide, well, if I want to make $7,000, how much do I need to make every month for that? I went ahead and figured that out and put it in my tracker for this first quarter. So here's January to March, and I need to be making $583 every month to meet my $7,000 goal. But my stretch goal, I need to be making $833 for that month to be able to meet my stretch goal, my $10,000 a year. And here's my YouTube subscribers. I need to make 42 YouTube subscribers to be able to meet the goal. And you kind of see how I did that. I just take my big goal and divide it into 12 months and then figure out how much I need to be doing to make that goal happen. Here is quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. Now, obviously I haven't filled out those other months yet, but it's going to be a continuation from the first quarter. I just haven't gotten to it yet. The next tab is my project schedule. This is my weekly planner of what I plan to do to be able to keep up my content calendar. I'll be honest with you though, I use Trello a lot more often because it's a lot easier to move tabs back and forth and I'm able to see it. So this is my content calendar for January, February, and then it just keeps going all the way to the end of the year. As I create the YouTube videos, I'll go ahead and replace that thumbnail on the Trello card. I just think it's a little bit prettier to be able to see the thumbnails versus just the words. Going back to the tracker, the next page are my easy access links. I created this page here for my email marketing because sometimes I wanted to link people to certain pages like landing pages or freebies or anything like that, and I didn't want to go searching for it. So this page here is just an easy access. I'll be able to just copy and paste the links for whatever I need. These are the landing pages that I have, and these are the different links that I need regularly. Now my next tab is my content calendar for YouTube. I'm gonna blur out a lot of it because I don't wanna give away what I'm gonna be working on, but I'll show you how it works. This is my content calendar for YouTube, and again, as I create the thumbnails, I'll replace them in the cells. So I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom into January and show you how that works. The first thing I did was plan out the topics that I wanted to create a YouTube video for, and these are little drop-down menus so that I know what stage of the video this particular video is in. This first video, the easy report card comment template, has already been posted, and so I went ahead and marked it as that. But if I go further down, here is the one that we're working on now, TPT setting goals for your store. So I have it as record because we are in the recording stage. Once I finish recording, I'll switch it over to edit, and once I finish editing, I'll post it and switch that over to posted. So for now, I'll go ahead and keep it as recording, and that's how it works for the rest of them as well. I really hope this video inspires you to set your own goals for your store and just break them down into smaller chunks. I always like this quote that said something like, "A dream without goals is just a wish." And I kind of keep that in the back of my mind anytime I'm working on my TPT store. If you have a TPT store, I'd really love to check it out. So leave it in the comments below and maybe we'll start a follow loop with that. Also, let me know how you're doing now and what your specific goals are for your store. In the meantime, go watch my other TPT video where I tell you about my journey with TPT so far and how much I've made in the first 6 months. If you like videos about how to incorporate technology in your classroom or how to be successful on Teachers Pay Teachers, make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, be kind to one another, and I'll see you in my other videos.